Okay guys, we're going to talk about the multiplicity of zeros. I can find my highlighter. Okay, so if r is a real number and x minus r is a factor of f of x, then r is a zero of f of x and r comma 0 is an intercept of the graph, okay? So that sounds like a lot of new business, but it's not. So let's look at it. Okay, so if we have, so let's look at f of x. We say if he equals x minus 2 squared. So this is all that r is. R is our 2. R is just a real number, right? So 2. So that's what they meant by this. Okay, don't let it freak you out because it's something new. It's not. It's things we've been dealing with this whole time. It's just worded differently. And then, so what it means by is if it's a 0, we're just going to take x minus 2, set that equal to 0, and solve. So add 2 to both sides, right? Like we've been doing. So x equals 2. There you go. That's our 0, x equals 2. And then to write that as an x-intercept, we're going to say x is 2, y is 0. There you go. Okay, that's it. That's all that information told us from this one little thing. Now we don't have to worry about the square. We just take the guts inside the parenthesis and do our magic. Okay, here's the good stuff. This is the multiplicity. So if r is a real number, or x minus r is a factor, an even number of times, right, then f of x, your graph, does not intersect the x-axis. Right, so what that means is that it touches or bounces. Now, this one. If x is a real number, x minus r is a factor of f of x an odd number of times, then it does cross. What that means is it crosses. I mean, nothing tricky about that. Even touches and bounces off. Odd crosses. Okay? So that's how we know that. Alright, so we're going to find the zeros, give the multiplicity of each 0 and tell if it touches or crosses the x-axis. Now the awesome thing about this, we don't have to worry about this guy, right? He just is out here he's extra information right now. All we worry about is what's inside the parentheses. And then, after we solve for that, we worry about the powers. Okay, because the powers is where the multiplicity comes from. Alright, so we're going to find the zeros. Or x-intercepts, which we know how to do, right? Okay. So find x-intercepts, y equals 0. So we're going to take x plus 1 equals 0. 2x minus 3 equals 0. So just move this guy over. X equals negative 1. Okay. His multiplicity was, where's my little orange guy? He has a little implied 1 there, right? So his multiplicity is 1. It's loading. Okay, now this guy, we're going to add 3. Divide by 2. Alright, x equals 3 halves, or you say x equals 1.5, whatever you want to do. Same thing, right? Now what was his multiplicity? 2, right? Okay, so now we know their multiplicity. Now I want you to tell me, please, this is multiplicity of 1. Does it cross or does it touch? It's odd so it crosses. This one has multiplicity of 2, so it touches. Okay, so let's look at x equals -1 and at x equals 1.5. Somewhere right in here, how about that? Now let's look at our end behavior. We have x times x, so that gives us x squared, right? So let's write it down here. Different colors still. End behavior. Which comes from our coefficient test, right? So we're going to have x squared from, sorry, I just jumped to that, x times x, right? From this x and this x times each other. So it's positive and it's even, so we know it's going to look like a happy face. No, that's not right. Ooh, erase. My bad. Look at me be so terrible. This is a squared. So we have x times x squared, x cubed. Ooh, epic teacher fail. So that's going to be x cubed. So we know this side's down and this side's up. Man, I'm glad I caught that. Y'all better been blowing me up with some emails on that one. Okay, so this side we're going to start down, but at -1 it crosses, right? But at this one it just touches and bounces off. So we're going to go up here, we're going to cross, touch and bounce off. Ooh, terrible. And then come back up. There you go. Like that. Is that cool? Sorry for that. Awesome. We have another one. Okay, so let's do end behavior first. So end behavior again, x cubed, right? Same thing, down on this side, up on this side, maybe wonky in the middle. So let's factor out our greatest common factor. What would y'all say that is? X. Cool. Now what? Can't forget your x, right? He's our friend. He made him factorable. So x squared, turn that around, that means 2x's, so we have 2x's. Factors of 1, same sign, add to be a -2. Cool. So now we just set this, we could write as a squared. So x equals 0, x minus 1 squared equals 0. Remember, we don't care about the square until we get to the multiplicity level. So this one, we could just box, we're done with him. X minus 1 equals 0. Add our 1 to both sides. X equals 1. Now, our multiplicity is 2 coming from this guy, right? And then, yeah, that'll work. So he has an even multiplicity, so that means he's going to touch. Alright, so we're going to have a 0. Ooh, this is a very close one. And it's going to be 3, so this one we're going to has multiplicity. I should have wrote that too. I'm so sorry. I just thought I'd just let y'all figure that out. Multiplicity of 1, right? Because this guy just has a little implied 1. Multiplicity of 1, it means that crosses. Alright, here goes. It's going to start down here, right? Because it's the same thing. It's going to cross here, touch, and go back up. Okay? I think we're done. Yeah, we are. Okay, have the very best day.